everything is on mega sale as the futures market open and are tumbling, bringing down stocks, crypto, a whole mess, along with the price action of our favorites, XRP, XLM, Hbar.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Holy crapola, SpongeBob. I think I have to change my background color to red to match the screen instead. Yeah, and I was just hanging out, looking at a little bit of financials for some companies, looking to see if I'm going to place some juicy buys. I don't know, I might get into the oil exploration biz, if you get what I'm saying. But before we get into the crypto news, your comments come first. Even on a Sunday night when I said I would bring you the news if the futures were bad, and the futures are horrible and it's bringing the markets down. Smithers for 420, nice, as I just sold my XRP before the tariff news and just rebought it at the same bag with 400 extra XRP for the same price. I actually made a good trade for once. Well, I see what you're doing right there. That's why I'm sharing it. Nick Virgil says, not as worried about XRP going too low under $2. Others I think will fall more, much more maybe. Driving me nuts. Thank God I took off from work tomorrow. That's right. You're going to be able to watch the news break because I'm going to share it with you tomorrow. That's right. Not only do I work Sunday nights, but Monday mornings, Minidog, who hangs out in the upstate with me, says, Trump said they would build manufacturing plants with power plants built with them. I get that, but it's going to take 2 to 3 years to bring manufacturing back. And what was happening is this. When Trump announced the tariffs, they were hoping someone was going to back down before the open of business. Well, you got some of the Asian markets open. You got the futures markets open, and that's why you're seeing a lot of red up on screen, girlfriend. Bitcoin sitting at 77,837, ETH 1577. Whoever in the beginning said, yo, some are going to suffer worse than XRP, they're not lying. Look at ETH, down 12.7% last 24 hours. Sol's getting ready to break 100. These are psychological barriers, everyone. Getting under 100 would really shake a lot of action out on Sol. Sweet broke $2. XLM lost the 25-cent market, 22.6. XRP at 189. Hbar. Holy crap. And of course, Pi. I mean, let's be real here. 60 cents, girlfriend. So yeah, I was looking at doing a little bit of shopping. Oil exploration, but instead I got sidetracked. Dow futures fall 1,200 points Sunday as Trump's tariff market collapse worsens. Oh, dang it. U.S. stock futures dropped on Sunday evening. They opened about 45 minutes ago as the White House remained defiant even after a 2-day historic stock market rout that followed Trump's rollout of shockingly high tariffs. The Dow Jones future fell 1,240 points within the first 45 minutes of trading this Sunday night. Yeah, this is early action, everyone. We make money on early action, extended hours action. The Dow posted back-to-back losses of more than 1,500 points for the first time ever. And Monday, unless something dramatically changes, ain't looking to be so good. The S&P 500 dropped 6% on Friday, and we even got updated stuff. NASDAQ lost some money. S&P 500 futures down 4%. They've only been open, like I said, about an hour. Dow futures now down 1,300. NASDAQ futures down 900. It's taken crypto with it. Now, crypto did good on Friday when the stock markets pull back. But yo, you're seeing it now. Futures are ruling the roost. What else am I following? Following gold. Waiting to see how the gold markets react to this. As of right now, gold is just hovering above $3,000. But the future markets is where the guidance is coming from. When we talk specifically in terms of XRP, we said, hey, look, we're going to pay attention to when you see the Korean won pairing with Upbit start getting some big volume blowing the doors off of Binance. That's how you're going to know you're going to be close to the bottom, okay? Last times the Koreans timed it perfect. The time before that, they timed it perfect as well. Right now, you're starting to see the volume starting to tick up. 544 million on that Korean won pairing compared to the 510 on USDT for Binance. Now, when the Koreans bought the dip on Sunday, Bloody Sunday, which saw XRP at $1.77, and don't worry, XLM and Hbar fans, we're going to talk about you too. They were the ones that came in and gobbled it up. You were seeing bonkers volume compared to Binance. We're just not there yet, so it almost seems as if the Asian markets are going to let this fall for a bit. Overall in crypto, red on the screen. There is nothing green at all. Volume, not good, and that's not good for anyone either. Look at ADA, 57 cents. This is just brutal. Right now we're sitting at 27 out of 100 in the Fear and Greed Index, 16 out of 100, which means we are BTC dominant. In terms of Fear and Greed for the futures markets, that's not good either. Last time I checked it, Fear and Greed was something around like 18, 19. That's really, really bad, everyone. So we're going to be keeping an eye on this. Now let's look over to XLM where we lost that 25-cent hold. And as soon as we broke 25, it really started tumbling on the way down. Volume $232 million right now. That Binance pair is a biggie with 21 million in volume. You can tell the Korean won pairing isn't there as big, 9.8 million in volume right now. Overall, this is not a big volume sell-off. We're going to be seeing a lot more traditional money play the market come Monday. So we got about 15 hours or so until we really start seeing some wild stuff. Not even about 12 hours by the time this video gets released. So right now, XLM fans, you're looking at this move going, yo, if BTC can't hold onto the 70s, we're taking XLM sub 20 cents. Hbar fans, look, it's going to be really, really hard to break through another 30% plus on the downside to get us to that 10-cent mark. Overall, though, the thing we got with Hbar is this. We had the big pumps when we had the election news, and since then, we have not held on to anything. Right before the Trump pump, we were sitting at 4.2 cents, so we're still 3x on that action, but we've erased the 5x gains and the 7x gains. Zoom out to the 1 year on XLM, and you see a similar story. Peaks early and eroding all the gains. XLM to 40 cents right now seems like a far away dream. XRP has held a little bit better into that 1 year. You can see the chart, how different they look. Check it out. XLMs, right? Hbar, XRP, very, very different look here. But now we're starting to see what is the true floor of XRP. How strong is the buying sub $2? Because if we don't see the volume really, really, really uptick heavily and then lean heavier on the Korean won pairing here, we can slide to $1.75, $1.77 Sunday, bloody Sunday price action for XRP. Like I said earlier, follow the futures markets on Sunday night. Not only follow the futures markets for the stock markets, follow as well the gold prices. See how these traders are doing it. Because remember, crypto is risky. And the opposite of crypto of being risky is boring gold market. Okay, you can see gold going up here, right? Taking the risk off the table. Crypto's getting hammered aroni. Right now, you can see the move right here. Zoom it out to the 1 month, and you're like, okay, Sunday, bloody Sunday, and now this again. Yeah, another Sunday, bloody Sunday. And this is exactly what I was talking about over the last several days. You're going to have a lot of pressure to the downside until we get this tariff trade war stuff figured out. Because you had the optimism that built this move, and the optimism was, hey, new presidential regime, we're going to get some new regs, we're going to get some new money flowing in, and that didn't happen fast enough. And then you had the bad macros, right? You had the inflation data. Now you got the tariffs and the trade wars, and you're seeing that has much more strength than that regulation optimism. Now, that being said, it doesn't mean that we can't still have juicy action. But, yo, we got to get through this first. And what's happening right now, and the reason the markets are panicking is players are waiting for this to shake out. If you're a big company, I'm talking about like mega big company, and you're sitting here going, okay, tariffs. We're either going to spend more on importing our stuff that we have been, or we're going to start building plants here in the United States. Well, you don't want to build plants in the United States until you make sure that they don't fix the tariffs. Because what if a week from now they make an agreement and they get rid of the tariffs? Well, then you just spent money on developing plans, right? Building manufacturing plants that you're not even going to use because now the tariffs are gone. You see what I'm saying? These players out there are waiting for this to shake out completely to see what the actual end result is going to be. And the longer that this gets drawn out, the worse it is. Because these players go, okay, we're not going to make a move financially until we know what direction we're going to go. They're going to sit on their inventory levels, right? They're going to ride their current inventory levels on the way down, which is going to give them good short-term profit. But then the problem is what? They're going to either have to build in their home country, because this is tariffs across the globe. Everyone's kind of tariffing each other right now. Nutso land. Or you're going to have to pay the tariffs to build at home. So yeah, money's going to be parked on the sidelines. Safe haven play. That's why I shared with you the futures. So you could see what's happening in the traditional finance market and how it's shaping the rest of the globe. Tariff, trade war, nasty. Me bringing you the news even on Sunday nights, commitment to you. Hit that subscribe button, notification bell so you don't miss out. Choo-choo what? Well, hold on, everyone. I got to go get my sign. Here, I'll even make it so it's a little darker. There you go. Choo-choo what? Oh, girlfriend, you know the deal. It's choo-choo bitches.